What's up, Stu? What's going on, man? I don't know what the hell happened when I just got on. It was started spazzing out on me, so I had to re-enter everything. But hopefully you're doing good, man. Nova, what's going on? Latonya, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Shane, what's going on, man? Herbie, what is going on? Good morning. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Had you a good Friday night. I got my ass kicked at work, but it's all good. I'm off today, so I'm going to enjoy it. Thought I was going to get me a little sleep this morning, but you know how that goes when you get home. You're a little bit take you a shower and doesn't work out how you think it or how you plan on it working out. So, Sean, what's going on, cousin? Man, I'm gonna smoke me a Mombacho Cosecha 2012. So I don't know if anybody's familiar with Mombacho line. Probably you guys are. They got a couple of different things, a couple of different lineups. I'm not really a big Mombacho fan, but I like the Cosecha. It's kind of unfortunate. It's an expensive cigar. This is the 2012 edition, so this is this is from the first year that they did the Cosecha. They're on the 2015 vintage now. So the year, so like if this one is the Cosecha 2012, the crop that was grown for this cigar was in 2012. So this year they just released the 2015, so the crop is from 2015. Man, nobody. Man, I'm glad I'm off today too. I had a long night, man. Andre, what is going on? Brew Geek, what is going on, fam? Hope everything is okay. Yeah. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. As y'all can see, I don't got a little pigtail on the end of this one. Nicaraguan Puro. Raining here, but it's much cooler than usual. I mean, I know it's probably not ideal for it to be raining, but I'm sure you'd rather take the coolness rather than the heat wave we've all been having lately. I know I would. Latonya, I appreciate that. I appreciate you too. You know what I'm saying that for, but I appreciate you. Forgot to tell you when you first came in. Thank you very much for that. Definitely has a Nicaraguan. I don't know if y'all can see. I don't know if it's gonna pick up because I'm gonna start doing my. I was telling y'all on the other live. I'm gonna start doing my live streams on the camera that I do reviews on, where you'll be able to see it'll be a lot clearer, a lot more high definition. I don't know if y'all see all that dark stuff in the foot of that cigar. There's a lot of Ligero in there. Hmm. So yeah, I'll be able to start showing you guys a little bit better when I'm recording on the camera. Me and Eric are already looking at different lightings, and the next camera we probably will upgrade to. We've kind of been pricing some stuff, seeing where it's gonna hit us at, but definitely doing that. So today I got some stuff planned. I'll be shooting another episode of Summer Madness or Summer Showdown, not Summer Madness, but thinking about the song by Kool in the Gang. So we'll be shooting that. Probably might try to get both. I might try to get 2 episodes, and I got 4 cigars up here. I might try to get them both in today. Texas looking at a hurricane, man. I see that Florida has been getting killed by the virus, man. I think I was at work looking at the news. I think they were mentioning they were up to 400,000 new cases. Dropped a few reviews on the site. Check it out when you can. Okay. So Nova, are you completely up and running now, or what's the deal? You kind of just doing piece by piece. And also, I'm going to be interested to see the interviews you got going on too. I still have some work to do on it though. Okay. Well, hey, going in a step in the right direction, so that's the main thing. Dustin, good morning, man. Hope you're doing well, brother. I'm back to working from home again for 2 weeks. So, what are you thinking, Brew Geek? Are you feeling that? Or are you kind of one of those? I know some people that's been working from home, they actually prefer it, but I know a lot of people like to be out and about. So, interested to hear how you feel about working from home. At least you'll be able to kind of lounge around and not have to put on clothes and smoke cigars. So that might be optimal. SB, what's going on, family? Jacuba too, what's going on, man? See, it's crazy because around Florida is a hot state. Man, I know, and then for a long time the governor wasn't making masks mandatory, man. So it's like, I mean, what do you think is gonna happen? Herbie, Cowboysm review that Provider Farm Road, or I'm assuming Farm Road. Have you? No, I'm not a member of Provider or Farm Road, so you won't see any Provider stuff here. Like I said, but I don't have anything against the guys that are in Provider, or because Lee Mack is a Provider member too. And I know a couple other people that are subscribed to me are, but no, it's gonna be the only thing you're gonna be seeing from me moving forward. I know even before you saw me doing some Cigar Club unboxings. When I first started my channel, I was doing Cigar International stuff too. But the only thing in the foreseeable future that you'll be seeing from me is Black Line, unless I'm getting some Cubans sent in from somewhere. Maybe every now and then I might have some stuff, random reviews sprinkled in, but nothing like that now. I like it mostly because of no commute and smoking cigars anymore. Definitely, that's what I was gonna say. No, you saving on gas. You ain't got to put no real clothes on. You can smoke cigars. That sounds like it's right up my alley. If I could work from home, I'd do it too. In the office right now, I would have smoked way too many cigars if I was able to work from home. If I was home every day too, I'd be on the same boat. N95 mask protect down to 0.3 microns. The virus is smaller, just saying. Man, that's one of those things, Jacob. I think it's one of those that, nothing is going to be 100%, but something's better than nothing. So, people, they say you should stand a certain amount of 6 feet or whatever from people, but, people aren't doing it. So I don't know. As far as my job, I just kind of do as I'm told. That way, if anything happens to me, I'm covered and I'm not left out in the dark, man. Yeah, this one is still pretty good. You can definitely tell it's a Nicaraguan cigar. Like the size. I'm trying to make sure I see the size on this thing too. I don't want to give y'all the wrong size. I had this in my humidor for quite some time. This is actually the last one I got. Let's see. 6x52. Damn, they want a lot of money for the new one this year. That's crazy. So I'm looking on the website right now, and this is the 2012 edition. They have the 2014 edition, which was $20.85 a single. The brand new one that is out this year is $28.40. I like the cigar, but I don't like it that much. I don't think it's nowhere. I think 20 is about as north as I'm gonna spend for that. $28 is a little much. John, what's going on, brother? Terry, how are you doing? Jerome, what is going on, family? Wellington, what's going on? I'm sure some more people popping in. I don't know if y'all probably all hungover from hanging out too hard last night, man. But nah, I'm just messing with you. Reynaldo, what's going on, man? Hopefully you're doing well. What percent of your job is responding to medical call versus fire? Man, it's probably 90-10, 90 medical, 10 fire. So over the years with the fire prevention and fire education, people have gotten smarter and the number of working fires have went down, but you still have some, of course, obviously, with working in certain parts of town and stuff like that. Just the education isn't the same for everybody across the board. So you still got some areas around here predominantly that fires happen in more often than other areas. But overall, it's went down more. But the medical calls are through the roof, man. We probably run, the station I'm at, we probably run just a little bit north of 300 calls a month, and probably out of those 300, let's call it 320. So out of those 320, probably 40, if that, or fire calls, maybe. I'm not trying to tell people what to do. You can do what you want, but stay informed. And if your job tells you to wear, yeah. No, I knew what you were saying. I knew you weren't trying to tell people what to do. I was just saying, for some people, at least for me, I know something is better than nothing, because I think so. I was a victim of that at first too when it first came out. I was like, oh man, whatever. So I was out in public, not really wearing my mask unless I was on the job. But then I started seeing people that were really fucked up from it, man, really dying and stuff from it. So, like I said, changed my outlook on it. And then I have a young child too, so I always have to, which I should have thought better about that in the beginning. It's not even about me; it's about protecting him more so than anything. But now I just worry when I'm going out, man. If I go out, try not to go out that much. I do so much already as is, or a lot of I'm out in the streets a lot when I'm on my job. So when I go home, I just try to stay my ass at home. I prefer to stay home, don't have to get dressed, etc. That's how I would be too. Anybody smoking anything this morning, or y'all hungover? Yeah, I still can't believe that cigar is that much, man. William, the virus isn't airborne; it's attached to your saliva. The mask helps control that part. Yeah, and I know, man. There's some places I've seen this, or just like, man, I don't get it. But Jerome, you working on? I hope you're getting some overtime, Jerome. Filthy Rich, what's going on, family? We all have a family member or friend that died from this virus. I bet you. Yeah, or definitely somebody close. Man, William, you at work too? Terry, damn. No smoking today. I'm gonna have to stick. I'm gonna have. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have a stick when I get off work. I have to wear a bandana with the air filter sewn in to make sure my beard is covered. A question: how do you smoke with a mask on? Just joking. Oh, I don't, man. I take that mask off when I'm smoking. Just me and my cigar. No cigar yet, but it's coming soon. Yes, sir. That OT is what brings me. I was about to say, working on Saturday. It's got to be some OT involved in it. Thinking about smoking the King is dead. That's a pretty good cigar. What are your thoughts on infused cigars? Personally, I don't smoke them. I don't have anything against them. I know a lot of people that do smoke them. It's just a personal preference for me. I don't really smoke them. But then again, when it comes to like bourbons or whiskeys and stuff like that, I'm not really a flavored whiskey guy either. I've always kind of leaned more towards the traditional kind of side, like regular traditional cigars or regular whiskey, regular wines and stuff. I'm not really into that. But other than maybe if I'm drinking like a craft beer or something like that, I'll jump in a craft beer that's got like some fruits or not really so infused, but like, I guess blend is the better word. Something that's blended. But yeah, I don't have anything against infused cigars. Like if me and Filthy Rich are sitting next to each other in the lounge or whatever one day, and I'm lighting up a Padron, and you decide to smoke a Java Mint or something, I'm not gonna smack it out of your hand or nothing like that. Like that's whatever you want to do. Terry said I got to pay for these cigars. Yesterday was National Tequila Day, so hydration is key right now. What are your thoughts on white Hennessy cigars? Yeah, same boat, Filthy Rich, same boat. I actually had one before and I couldn't even finish it. It just, so when you get yourself used to, and I'm not going to say everybody's probably going to agree with me on this, but when you get yourself used to a certain thing, your palate gets a little bit refined, and you get used to like well-aged fermented tobacco and certain flavors and certain standard of cigars. Then you go back, and not saying because a lot of the infused cigars are still made with high quality tobacco and high quality in factories with high quality, but just the infusion or the sweetened caps. So your palate is going to get used to that particular taste. So if you're used to drinking, Jack Daniels and stuff all the time, or if you're used to drinking Maker's Mark or Eagle Rare or whatever you're drinking, and then somebody goes and hands you some E&J Apple, it's going to be off-putting to you because that's not what you're used to. So that's kind of like the same boat for me. I've tried it, but it just wasn't for me. In Sweden, the cigars are running out. They are not getting any new in. Don't know if it's on our end or the manufacturer. No, Jacob, same thing here, man. The problem is the factories they're not let. A lot of the factories are getting threatened for shutting down. So production is slowing down, and then a lot of stuff is already back ordered as is. So like James said multiple times, if you got some cigars you like, buy them, man. Buy your cigars. because you just don't know if that brand or that particular line you like gets discontinued or is back ordered for the next year. Like I love the La Kareem, which is involved in the Summer Showdown tournament, and it's on back order now. Like it's just hard to get it now. I smoked a cigar and blew the smoke through the mask. It was funny. Now my mask smells like my favorite cigar. I probably need to do that too, because after a while, man, you get your mask and it starts smelling like breath and all that. Had to change it out. Only the most expensive ones left. Sounds about right. Jay, I have a rabbit air, and then like I'm in the sunroom. This room has it's all windows pretty much. So I'll usually pull up because nothing's better than natural air, right? So I'll pull the windows up and smoke and have the rabbit air running to kind of filter it through. And sometimes I have a candle lit, like my candle that I bought recently is out, but I have a candle lit too. Usually not too bad. It'll smell like smoke for a couple of hours, then it'll go away. Ave Maria, I've heard of those. I don't. Is that the one by AJ Fernandez? I don't know if I can't remember if I had one or not. Had a Dunbar and Sink Compromiso yesterday and really liked it. Corona, I believe. I like Brew Geek. That's a really good cigar. I like the number 5. They do start tasting weird, man. Or just for me, the caps and stuff, man. Like I don't like that taste, man. I don't like artificial tasting stuff. It's just not me. But I know for the most part, a lot of people, just like Scotch, most people will get into Scotch or cigars. And I can't give a brand new person this for the most part, and they'll be like, man, I like this. It's just an acquired thing. So a lot of people start with infused cigars or sweetened caps, and then kind of as they're packed, because you know the sweetened cap will last for so long, then that'll wear off, and eventually you're getting still straight tobacco, but you've already got your mouth saturated with that sweetened cap. So over time, I think it's meant for you to kind of develop and switch over to traditional stuff. And but I agree. I feel like infused stuff sometimes gets weird, man. I'm the same way with coffee. Coffee is a flavor. I don't need anything extra. I drink mine like this now too, man. See people dumping half the coffee cup will be creamer, half's coffee. I'm like, well, why are you even drinking that shit, man? Like, if you add something to it, so when you're adding something, like, all right, so if I have a Scotch or a rum or whatever, and I'm aging it in this, and then like if I take the Scotch and put it in an Oloroso sherry cask or a wine cask, I don't want the wine to take over the Scotch. I want the Scotch to still remain the focal point, but then you're getting little accents or little hints that you'll taste like, oh, okay, I can taste the port wine in it, or I can taste the wine influence in it, but it still tastes like Scotch. Same thing with coffee. You put creamer or something in it, you want it to just help out the coffee a little bit if that's how you drink your coffee. You don't want to drink it and it just literally tastes like straight creamer. My wife does that, and I'm just like, I said, well, it's your coffee, though. You do what you want to do. I agree with you. I can't smoke all types. I mean, as far as I had a person comment on the Cuban cigar reviews I've been doing lately, and they were like, man, it's good to see you mixing up. I was like, man, as long as it's not infused or a sweetened cap, I smoke it all, man. I smoke Honduran, Dominican, Nicaraguan, Costa Rican, Peruvian, Indonesian. Like I'll try anything. Oscar Valadares has already shut down several plants. Yeah, and I know I don't know if he ended up doing, but I know Christian Aroa in Honduras They were getting ready they were going to shut the factories down this Wednesday, but they got together with the government and was able to extend it. So I believe the Honduran factories are still running right now. Finally smoked the Padron 90 yesterday. First time having it. It's pretty good. Glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear it. Craig, what's going on? Not smoking, still in the bed, being lazy. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all. Yeah, this is well, you can't see the foot band, but it's just the orange Mombacho band, and then on the foot you'll have the Cosecha, and then you see how it has 2012 there. So they have a 12, 13, 14, and this year they released 15. There's only 4 vintages of this cigar. But hell, I just looked at the prices of 15. Unless I get a deal for it, I'm not paying no $30 for this cigar. Not this one. Appreciate that, Jerome. Mr. Clark, what's going on, family? Oh yeah, so I was gonna mention that too. Me and John have been talking. So you see, this shirt's not officially on there yet. Still working on getting this logo big enough on the shirts, but released 2 more shirts on the Teespring link, so y'all have to be sure to go check that out. John designed the Retro Hill or Die shirt for me, man. So we got that finalized, man. So I got that shirt up on the website now, which I think came out really good. I don't know if we got any wrestling fans in here, but it reminds me of like when I was younger and I used to watch wrestling. When Stone Cold had his kind of design shirt, it kind of reminded me of that. So I thought that was pretty dope. I do, Craig. The 10%. So there's a 10% code for everybody, and then there's a 20% for Patreon members. So the 10% code is this is it. Yeah, John, the shirt's on my Teespring link. I'll post the link here, and I'll post this link too, just in case. Stone Cold Steve Austin, man. All right, let me get this link for y'all. All right, okay, John. Rick G, what's going on? See, there's so many good cigars in the 6 to 12 range. I don't want to pay much more. Andre, it's gonna be all personal opinion. Like, I agree with you. I agree that there are a lot of cigars in that price range, and most of the time, for my daily smokers, I do stay in that price range. But there are a lot of cigars that are in $15 to $20 range. There's a lot of them that are overpriced that I don't think is worth the money. But there are a few cigars that are pretty expensive, and then you try them, and they're just better cigars, man. The tobacco's more aged as well. For me, it's just a smoother, better, more flavorful experience. At least for me. At least for me. And I think for the most part, any smoker will tell you that even they've had cigars and they're like, man, I don't want to pay that much for it, but it is a better cigar. Not saying all the expensive cigars are better, but there are some, man. They're just better. They're just better cigars. Justin, what's going on, family? Man, just ordered the HVC hotcakes and forgot to use the code. I be trying to tell y'all, man. That's why I say it all the time. Y'all be forgetting that code and y'all be leaving money on the table, man. Y'all might as well give me the money. Wellington, what's going on? Where can we get the shirt? Let me see, man. There's the link to my Teespring. So if y'all are interested in the shirt, you can go on there and order it. Got my first black line shipment yesterday. James hooked it up. Always does, man. Always does. Thanks. I got my first box for the monthly club. Love every cigar in the box. I appreciate that. I know James does too. Talk to James. So late part of next week is when he will start mailing out the August monthly club. You guys have to make sure if you are on social media, man, to tag that stuff. Like he leaves, or he has a little short letters and stuff like that. And if y'all are on Instagram, make sure y'all are tagging that stuff up when y'all are posting pictures and tagging official Black Lines, man. Tag me in it. I'll repost it on my stories or on my page. Y'all make sure to tag up though. Yeah, Andre. I mean, and honestly, it's gonna boil down to budget, man. Like I said, everybody can't afford it, but for me, like that's why I don't really put price into my ratings because I'm just telling you whether I think the cigar is good or not. Like now, because I don't think that the price should be in the back. And like I said, and we all do that. We're all guilty of that. Sometimes you'll pay so much for a cigar, it almost kind of hinders it keeps you from really, really enjoying that cigar because in the back of your head, you're always thinking like, man, I paid $20 or $30 for this. So I try to brush the price aside and just tell you straight up if it's a good cigar or not. Now, once you listen to my flavor notes and how much I like the cigar, then you can judge on your own if you feel like you need to go buy that cigar or not. But I don't feel like I should ding a cigar because it costs a lot, especially if it's an elite cigar to me. Because I'm one of those guys, like if I feel like if it's that good of a cigar, like, I'm gonna buy it. Like I said, it might not be something like you said. It's not gonna be something I smoke all the time, but once in a while, or I'll buy a box and then just try to scatter that box out, over some time with smoking it. Mr. Washington, that's a really good. And speaking of a good cigar that doesn't cost that much, that's a good one too. The Perdomo champagne. And that's for me, that's a cigar that has stayed good for me throughout my whole journey, even though my palate has changed a little bit over time. That's a cigar I really, really liked when I first started smoking, and that's a cigar I really still enjoy from time to time. Actually, right now, this would be a perfect time for me smoking that cigar. I like them in the morning time with a little coffee. Those are always really good, man. Received my Supreme Leaf in the mail yesterday. You have to let me know what you think once you smoke one, Rick. Wellington sign. I guess I'm not ordering this. What happened, John? What size is it? I got an email saying this. Cool, and yeah, too. Shout out to Lee Mack and shout out to Alex Dwight, man. Alex the Cigar Man. Alex the Cigar Man has a cigar review channel too. Shout out to him too. I know I saw him do a review the other day. He had the Driven Never Motivated shirt too. So I appreciate everybody that's out there supporting, man, for real. Really, really do. The top part of your shirt reminds me of the logo, Munich's Beer Fest. Hey Rod, what is going on? Supreme Leaf is great. I thought so too. I've seen a few people that didn't care for it, but that's gonna be any cigar though. There's gonna be any cigar. There's a cigar review just last week that will be out soon that a lot of people, everybody that smoked it thought it was great, and I just thought it was okay. I thought it was average. That's true about the price of the cigar. I usually don't pay that much attention to the price when listening to reviews. 20 plus, I never heard of it. Yeah. So that's how I am too, Jerome. Or that's just me. Like I said, there's different smokers, but for me, I don't care about the price. I'm looking at the review to get flavor notes and to see what that person thinks of that cigar. I don't give a shit about the price of it. Now, if at the end of it, or if I'm listening to the review and there's not flavor notes I really care for nothing, then it's expensive, then who cares? I'm not gonna be interested in that cigar. But if somebody's reviewing something and all the flavor notes, I'm like, oh, okay, sweet. I'm like, all right, that's in my alley, got a little strength to it. Oh, it's from Padron or whoever it's from. I'm like, okay, it's $18. I'm like, all right, I'll at least buy one. And man, like I said, life's too short, man. So I buy it. I don't like it. It's cool. Like I might go back afterwards and look at those flavor notes and see if I picked up anything any differently or what I think my experience was different in them. And then that's when you boil down to it. That is when you start to trust reviewers' palates. So you watch that stuff, and then like a lot of you guys, some of you guys may, just like everybody else, you may buy a cigar based on my palate. You're like, all right, I know I don't really like strong cigars or stuff as much as Ron. So if he's doing this, I'll go the opposite way. Then there are some of you, a lot of you that like, okay, I have a similar profile to Ron. So if he likes this one, I'll still check it out. Not too bad, Jacob. It ain't razor sharp, but as you see, I don't think I'm gonna have to mess with it. I'm smoking this pretty slow too, so this will probably last me a minute. I recently tried one and couldn't even get out of the first third. It happens. Yeah. Sometimes you have to pitch cigars too. You have to know sometimes it's okay to toss them too, man. Latanya's telling y'all how to use that 10% code. Have you ever been to Ybor City in Florida? The cigar history down there is no, Herbie, but I have heard that. So whenever I do get down to Florida again, that's definitely a stop I want to make. I've been to Tampa. I've been pretty much all over Florida, but I haven't been to Ybor City. I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. So right, if I heard better reviews about the Unicorn by Saka, I would have considered it. No, don't. I mean, I wasn't reviewing cigars when I smoked it, but no. 100. I was a fool and ordered one just because get caught up in hype and shit. But like I said, that's just me though. It was a good cigar, but I don't think it was anything or worth anything over $15 or $20. I don't care what the yield was or what kind of special tobacco. It didn't taste. It was a good cigar, but it wasn't like, man, this is awesome. At least for me, it wasn't. Now, my friend Eric, not the video Eric. There's another friend I got named Eric. I think that's still one of his favorite cigars he smoked. I said, I'm not knocking. I said, that's cool. That's his palate. But for me, it was just okay. It was a good cigar, but it wasn't great. I know, Latanya, we talked about you about a week ago. He said, man, I'm sending Latanya so many matches she'll never need another one again. I said, good. Lay it on her. Hey, Prudence, good morning. How you doing? Doesn't Tampa, Florida have one of the last cigar factories in the USA? I believe they do. JC Newman's down there somewhere. Johnny, what's going on, brother? Hey, Rod, I'm smoking the Mombacho Cosecha 2012. I don't know if you ever had any of these. This is the only Mombacho cigar that I like. All the other ones I've had don't do it for me. Y'all have it good. A $20 cigar online is $37 after Massachusetts. All right, so that's another thing too. They're a sponsor, but you guys know I'm rocking with James, period, and I do a lot of my shopping there. So in Tennessee, we have a 6% tobacco tax, but the good thing about Pennsylvania is they don't have taxes there. So when you get in this stuff, you're only going to pay for shipping. There's not taxes involved. So Arizona's the same way too, and I believe Arizona, Pennsylvania, I think somewhere else doesn't have tax either. Maybe it is Florida. I'm missing the state. And Eric smoked the cigar and convinced himself it was his favorite cigar because of the price tag. Probably, man. Okay, yeah, JC Newman, yeah. May have to get that pink retro hill. Does it come in the three? Does that one come in the 3X? Hey man, you could be like Cameron from back in the day. You could pull off pink. All right, Andre, take it easy, man. You be safe out there. Oh man, I'll say you just came through Memphis. Matt, what's going on, family? Pernell, I can't remember. It's North Carolina, man. I know Arizona and Pennsylvania don't have tobacco tax. Somebody else does too, man. I can't remember it though. Somebody in the chat probably will know. Yeah, this is a pretty good cigar. This is a very, very smooth and balanced cigar, but at the same time, it's smooth, but it has just enough intensity in the flavors. It's not the most intense cigar I've smoked, but it's intense enough, but it's still very well balanced. This is I'm trying to think of another Nicaraguan cigar it reminds me of. Matt, you gonna stop by the Fuente place in Vegas that has all those crazy expensive Fuentes? North Carolina has tax. No, North Carolina has the tax for sure. Chaz, what's going on, family? Good morning. Massachusetts, 40% tax plus, boy, y'all getting killed up there. Yeah, we are 6%. They're trying to pass a bill where they're moving it up to 17%. And honestly, if they move it up, man, like I said, I probably will go out a couple times a week and buy 1 or 2 cigars from places just to help support B&Ms. But I'm probably gonna solely start buying all my stuff from Black Line because they can pretty much get all this stuff that I like in pretty consistently and at a great price. So, and I mean, it's usually 2, 3, 4 days to get shipped. So I can make it. Brugig, what's y'all's tax down there in Louisiana? I don't feel so bad with 6%, man. It's not too bad. They get up to 17%. But then, like I said, it's be talking about 40%, so I still can't really feel that bad. Not a lot of pepper on this, too. It's just like earthy. You got a nice cedar coat or a cedar profile to it. It's not peppery, but it still has a nice spice to it, though. But this is a nice tasting cigar. Good, clean finish on it, too. Marwan, what's going on from Kuwait, man? Hopefully you're staying safe over there, man. Smoked the AJ Fernandez Enclave Maduro broadly yesterday at the pool. It kicked my butt between the heat, alcohol, and strong start. Yeah, I could see that. I used to smoke a lot of regular Enclaves when I first started smoking too. Whole lot of those. 12.8% tobacco, which makes no sense to me. We grow it here like the hell. It's hard, but I still try to support the brick and mortars. Only singles I buy boxes online. That's me too. Like, unless it's something super rare, like you guys saw me buy the old number Kubies and the super or Supreme Leaf. Like, unless it's something like on that grade, something really old I find, or something that's limited, I'm not buying any boxes here anymore either. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense when I could save $30 or $40. I'm not now. If it were a difference in $5 or something like that, then cool. But I'm not in the business of throwing away money. Not when I don't. Not it just it's not smart. A little bit of a creaminess in there too. 33% is what I found online for Louisiana Explained, some local pricing I've seen. So a lot of people don't realize too, like I was in Nashville the other day. Well, their tax is the same, state tax, but or no, it's not the other day. It was back in March. I was there. I was taking a class for fire inspector and walked into a establishment there. And in the humidor, they had the Eye of the Shark and they had the Añejo 77 Shark. It's like cool. Like both of those retail anywhere from $12 to $15. An excellent cigar, great bang for your buck. Those cigars could easily be $17, $18, $20, and they still would sell. Walked in there, both cigars were $30 a piece, and I'm just like, why? Like to even talk to the guy, I'm like, man, so MSRP on this thing is $12, $13, which means you got it for pretty much half of it. Why are you trying to kill people? Florida, New Hampshire, and Pennsylvania are the states that don't have tax. Jerome, Arizona doesn't either, I believe. I want to say because Tim from Cigars Daily and Bradley of Zeal Cigars are both based out of Arizona. I want to say there's not any in Arizona either, but New Hampshire and Florida. I was thinking Florida, but I wasn't sure. Have you smoked the H. Upman 175? Got one yesterday. Yeah, Dallas. I actually smoked one on the live. I can't remember which one it was. That's a really good cigar. It's one of my favorite cigars. Box worthy. I actually have 3 more left. I gotta try to order a box. Got to try to order a box, and there might be some if inventory allows it. That probably may be a cigar that y'all see in Black Lines Monthly Club at some point down the road. To y'all, most of y'all that follow along with me know I'm a huge fan of that cigar, so that wouldn't be a surprise to see that pop up in some month. I passed through the Monte Cristo Lounge last night, but they just didn't have anything that caught my attention. I'm staying at Caesars, so I'm going to Casa Fuentes today. I'll be looking forward to that. I know you'll probably have some pictures of some of that crazy stuff they got in there. Matt, what's going on, man? How are you doing this morning? Alabama, 4 cents a cigar. Florida, no tax. New Hampshire, no tax. Oklahoma, 12 cents. Pennsylvania, no tax. Washington, D.C., no tax. New Hampshire's an hour drive. A lot of folks drive up there to buy stuff tax-free. If I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to doing it, but if I made an hour drive, that's when I'd probably be buying me a big old order, just because I don't think I'd be wanting to make an hour drive a couple times a week. You know, like I just wait probably once every couple weeks or once a month, drive up, buy what I need, and come on back down. Arizona, 21 cents per cigar. I try to only buy from brick and mortars to earn points, which helps a little bit, and most offer veterans discounts. Yeah, and I mean, I get the first responder discount here too locally, but it's just kind of hard for me because if I like cigars, I'll buy boxes of it easy. So let's say, you know, a box of Aganorsa Leaf Signature Selection Bellicosos here locally, they want $240, $250 for it. I can get it online for $180. I'm not paying $60 more than I have to. It's just not happening. Like I'll do what I can to keep the doors open. Like SB said, I'll buy some singles, maybe grab a 10 cigar or whatever if I see some stuff that interests me. But there's some of the stuff I like now. Some other cigars aren't as different, but that was one for sure because I was looking at a box in locally, and then I saw the price and I saw what I could get it at Black Line. I was like, man, I'm not getting $60 is a whole slew of more cigars I could be buying. And then y'all know right now with the times, people being furloughed and laid off, like money's tight for some people. So I understand it too, man. So you got to make that stuff stretch when you can. Mississippi, 15%, but we don't have any shops near my parents' house. I paid $20 for the Eye of the Shark and we'll do it again, no problem. Yeah, and that's about as north as I'm gonna spend for it too. I like the cigar. That's probably about the most I spend. When you start blending and rolling your own cigars, you'll get better value for your dollars. Can you show your whole T-shirt logo that you're wearing? Yeah, this is just the shirt that I wear in a couple reviews. This is the plain RonRealTV. So I'm working on the color shirts with the white logo, but I just can't get the graphic large enough on the shirt to cover up more of the shirt. So I don't want to sell a shirt where the logo's this big and it just looks crazy. So I'm trying to get that worked out, and then think I'll be done with designs for a little bit unless something crazy pops up. Little cigars are taxed $136 per 20, but all other products are taxed 50% of manufacturers in Iowa. Man, that's crazy. I just got my Agnos and Nica Libre collaboration in. I've heard those cigars are pretty good. I just heard the burns were kind of, people were having issues with the burn. Bruce said it's all right as long as you came to the party. That is all that matters, man. I see your sample on Black Lines out of stock. So Wellington, what happened? It's not going to come back in stock because there are two cigars that are hard to get now, and that is the La Kareem and the Foundation Charter Oak Maduro. Those two cigars are hard. Remember, I don't know if you've seen any of the lives where James was mentioning, if you're a Maduro fan, make sure to go out and start buying Maduro cigars because you might start seeing a real shortage here soon. So that's kind of that's the issue with the sampler. Those two cigars aren't able to be filled, so we just had to stop selling the sampler. Local B&M wanted me to try the Trinidad Esperutu, so I bought a few. Nice stick for $10 you ever smoked. I haven't had any non-Cuban Trinidadads, so or any non-Cuban Bolivars or anything like that. I have to try them out. I know I think the Bolivars weren't priced that bad either. Live in Canada, so you want to? Oh man, I know, man. I know because I was my buddy Danny was telling me about some prices of some Padrones and stuff like that. Man, I was like, man, there's no way I'd be smoking all Cubans too. In Georgia, cigars are taxed at 23% of the manufacturer's list price. Sweden has a tax of 14 cents per cigar new this year. What's your design size on that shirt you're wearing? Shouldn't be a problem. So this shirt was made by another source. It wasn't made through Teespring. That's the issue. So I got the logo, the PNG design, but just when you start to stretch it to a certain size, the quality is poor for them, which I still find hard to believe. I'm like, you got all this high-tech material or these machines and stuff. How are you not able to? If I want the whole damn shirt to be covered in the logo, you should be able to do it. But that's what they say, man. Who knows? I might try to work on something in the future, getting a different site that may not run into some similar problem. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Padron 1926 number 9 is about. Ain't no man. That is crazy. Alex, what's going on, man? I was talking about you earlier, man. I appreciate you buying the Driven Never Motivated shirt, man. It looked good on you in that video. Yeah, I have a regular heat press and I can get up to a 1515 on mine. And that's what I was thinking too. I'm like, how can y'all not like it? I don't get it. Me and John were talking offline about that, and it's just like I just don't get it. You see some of these designs, I'm like, how are y'all able not to print this one damn design? Yeah, John, I'm gonna find a way around it. I'm gonna find a way around it. But yeah, I'd say this pretty good smoke time on this thing too. I feel like right now there's not a lot of strength on this. I feel like other than price, so I feel like the flavors are really good, nice clean finish on it, good smoke time. But of course the price is gonna run some people away, which I understand. And I will say that I think there are better cigars that are cheaper. I do, but I think this is a good cigar. Pairing very nicely with this coffee. Oh, I was gonna ask. Man, this is a question I was gonna ask you guys too, and completely forgot about it. I'm sure that it'll come to me. Sucks, man. Can't start to forget stuff all the time. You think when you were a little younger, you could remember names and stuff like that. Now it's just like stuff just slips my mind all the time, and then I'll remember 3 or 4 hours later what I was trying to ask. But Mr. Washington, I started smoking 5 years ago. I started smoking in the summer of 2015. So it's been 5 years for me. Don't think I'm gonna stop anytime soon. I think this is gonna be a lifelong journey for me. It's just for me, it's like the slow or the saying I say all the time. For me, it's just the epitome of relaxation and enjoyment, man. I get to sit down, take a deep breath, decompress, man. Just this is and then like I said, I used to be a really heavy drinker. I don't really drink nearly as much as I used to. Now, like I said, you guys saw I just bought this bottle the other day. Like a couple of years ago, this bottle would have probably almost been done. I think I might have maybe a couple of ounces out of this thing. I just don't drink it like I used to. I don't like waking up with headaches and shit, man. It just doesn't feel good. I'm doing a series on the Drunken Chicken Cigar Company now. I'm smoking one of the cigars right now. I watched your first review, Alex. I thought that was pretty good. So like I said, I'm gonna have to order that sample. I need to just go ahead and do it. I know Brew Geek has had them. I know Terry has been smoking them. I don't know if Prudence has bought any either, but I know quite a few people. I haven't really heard anybody say anything bad about them. I'll have to check them out. Frank G, what's going on? Never tried it. Have heard about it. Will buy one for sure. Love conversation. I always learn something new when I tune in. Eric, what's going on, man? I'm glad you learned something. I learned something from y'all too all the time, man. Mark F in the building. A-Rod, yeah, man. A-Rod, I just sometimes be sitting there. I'm like, man, it just was on the damn tip of my brain, man. I forget it. Ooh, wee. SB, that sounds like one of my parents right there. Yeah, Supreme Leaf with Stag Jr. That day. Now, have you ever had the Stag, the dad Stag? I think it's better than Stag Jr. I like Stag. So I'm gonna tell you a quick, interesting or a funny story about Stag Jr. So when I was really big into bourbon a couple years ago, for some people, Stag Jr. is really hard to find. But here locally, I got a good friend that runs a liquor store, and it was on the shelf pretty much. I said, all right, I'll buy $50, $60. And when I first got it, it was just so damn hot. Like all I was tasting was cinnamon, wasn't anything else. So, man, I don't even know why I did. I poured half the bottle out to let the air sit there. And then I let that bottle probably sit 6 or 7 months. And one day I was drinking and decided to come back to it. And I came back and it was a completely different bourbon, man. I'm outstanding as you said it. But at first, when I first drank, I was like, man, it's just cinnamon and it's a hot mess. It ain't no complexity. It's just hot. It's just hot. John, it might be my problem too, man. All right, Ronaldo. Peace out, man. Try to stay cool. Drink you some water, man. I started in 2012, but I only started for true enjoyment about 3 years ago. So that's the story I give with a lot of people. So they've been smoking 10 years, but only seriously for 3 or 4. So I think I pretty much jumped head first in. So when I started smoking in 2015, I was smoking, but not like I am now. I still would say probably up until about 2 or 3 years ago myself. But so when I got into fitness a couple years ago, that's when I stopped drinking altogether. I still was smoking, but I wasn't drinking. And that's when the switch hit over for me on cigars. And then, of course, I started back drinking and stuff a little bit, but about halfway through the Drunken Chicken Sampler, I have to subscribe. What'd you think of the That's right, SB. I know you were telling me you didn't think I would care for the Fat Hen or something, but you thought the original Mother Clucker you thought I would like. My Drunken Chicken Sampler arrives tomorrow. Good morning, Unc. How you doing? Running around, but got my ears on. Now I know that's why I hadn't. I was gonna call you this morning, but I know you got some stuff going on too, so I was gonna lay low. A tip, Ron. Write it down, look at it, throw the paper away. You won't forget it. I'll try, man. I'll try Jacuba too. I'll see how that work. Yeah, SB. That's that stag. Well, because it only comes out once a year, and then if you do find it, man, it's really hard to like MSRP for those bottles are around $90 to $100, but price, man, that's why I say I used to be really big on the bourbon black market. So you'll have people that'll buy the bottle for $150 and they got them online for $600 or $700 and they moving like it's some people in that bourbon market with some serious money, man, and they don't mind throwing it around. It was almost a second job for me at one point, literally. People were like, you didn't work overtime on the job? I was like, I don't have to. Like I get bottles of bourbon and I'm making, whatever amount of money I was making in minutes or a day or so. So it was like I didn't have to work overtime. And it was cool because I was able to stay at home and do the stuff I enjoy doing. I had the Sweet Dream and it has a sweet cap. So Terry, what I would do, I ordered that one. I probably give that one away to somebody and see what they think of it. I did it to get away from 420. My son was born in 2012, so I had to make some changes. And it sounds like you made some smart ones, Mr. Washington. Everybody's not able to make those decisions, or you definitely show what you thought was more important, which I commend you for that. Some people just have habits, and it's just sad these habits will have such a hold onto people that they can't make like serious life changes. And honestly, that's why I got into fitness, because I was a lot heavier even than I am now. Before I first started, I was really bad out of shape. Son was going to be born, so I was like, man, I don't want to be that dad that can't keep up with his kid. So it motivated me to start working out. Got to start working out again soon too, man. So I started smoking cigars on occasion around 93. Jumped in with both feet after my trip to Cuba last summer. Rugeek, I bet that was a nice trip, man. I'm jealous, man. I want to go to Cuba bad, man. None of the chickens are bad, just one on the milder side. Okay, and that's fair enough. That's fair. Long live the king. Yeah, I'm enjoying this one. I'm finding too, I say I smoke 4 to 6 a day. Sometimes it'll depend. Some days are 3, some days might be a little more depending on what I'm doing. But I've often found that even though I enjoy all the cigars I smoke during the day for the most part, I just pick cigars I enjoy. But the very first one and then the ones after dinner always tend to be really, really the best ones for me. And I don't know if that's just because, you wake up in the morning, you just kind of in a relaxed state, or after dinner, after you done got your belly full, you just kind of in a relaxed state. But those 2 cigars are always at a high point for me. This is really, really enjoyable. Still got quite a bit of cigar too left, man. This might end up being a 2-hour smoke. That's my first trip after this thing is over. I've never been, but I've been wanting to go. I want to go to all of them, man. I want to go to Cuba, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Honduras, even though, Honduras is really dangerous. There was a guy on the fire department that's from Honduras, and he was telling me about it, but still would like to go. I think if you stay around the factories and don't try to venture off and do no crazy shit, I think you'll be all right. And you got to have an understanding wife, because mine lets me do my reviews, and plus I'm home. That's cool too. That is definitely a big ordeal too. I know when I first started smoking, my wife didn't like me smoking, period, because her dad is a long time cigarette smoker, and so she needed to be educated about some differences in between cigarette and cigar smoking. Obviously, there's still a risk for cancer with cigar smoking too, but just had to educate her more. And then, like, once she had a cigar, she kind of understood. She's like, man, this is kind of relaxing. And now she's completely cool with it. She'll have one with me on the occasion. She doesn't smoke all the time, but she actually is quite fond of Cuban Bolivars too, which is surprising. But I'm not surprised with the Cubans because they're not strong. And it's been funny. I've seen her on a few cigars that kind of lit her up a little bit. That had a little strength to it. I had to end up finishing some of those. Nothing like that. Sometimes, and so the bitter note, they said, I made it through the first third of the sweet tip one, and it got bitter fast. So sometimes, and y'all will know too, sometimes the bitterness is not super intense. You could detect it, but the other notes are kind of playing along with it, so to let you still be able to enjoy the cigar. But then sometimes you'll get there and it'll start out bitter, and then it's just all bitter, man. You don't pick up anything else, and it just gives you that tongue bite. It's just not enjoyable. Usually when that happens, I don't care where the cigar is. I'll throw it out. So yes, I smoked the Chapter 2 from LFD after eating Chinese food. That restaurant is the best Chinese I've ever had, period. But yeah, full belly and smoking after. So I'm gonna tell you, it's funny, if I would have had to live record it 30 minutes before I started, I actually threw out probably that much of a Cappuccino too, and I still love that cigar. That actually kind of happened to me. I was having draw issues with it because now, so you can pinch the chisel cap and you can draw from it that way, and it was fine, but then it started getting a little restricted, so I had to take a cut and cut off more. And so I was having draw issues, and then the flavor started getting all weird on me, so I just put it out. And then it had been sitting here for a day or two, so I was like, I'm not going to relight it. That cigar was done. But I do like the LFD Chapter 2. That's one of the LFDs I do like. Can't fault the cigar on it talking too much, man. But Herbie, La Gloria, is that considered a good cigar? I think La Gloria makes some good cigars, and they're pretty budget conscious too. You know, the Cigar is going to be a little bit more of your it's gonna have a little bit more strength than the other ones, but there's another one too. It has like maybe a purple secondary band or magenta, whatever color that is. Then they have a Spanish press version. They make some pretty good cigars. I like the Cigar. I'll pick it up from time to time. It's not something I buy a box of, but you know, I'll grab one every now and then. So EP Carrillo, that was the first cigar that he made that got him the claim to fame. So when he came out with that cigar in the 90s, that was considered the strongest cigar on the market, because up until then there weren't really any, like the blends and cigars that we have today were completely non-existent. Back then you just had the Macanudos, Romeo and Julietas, La Gloria, stuff like that. And a lot of that stuff was a lot more mild, maybe medium at best. So when EP Carrillo came out, the La Gloria Cigar, it was groundbreaking because it was more intense flavor and more strength, and nobody had experienced nothing like that before. So I think that was the cigar that put him on the map. I didn't have draw issues. I nipped the tip off of it, and the wrapper came unraveled. Yeah, it was bitter like lemongrass. Yeah, that's not good. I'm throwing that out. I was in love with the La Gloria Cigar back in 2001. Yeah, that's I like the smaller sizes in it. And like I said, every once in a blue moon, you know, if I'm in the B&M looking around and it's looking good, I'll pick it up because I know the price is not bad, and I know most of the time I'm gonna have a pretty good smoke experience. So those are always gonna be good for me too. Have you tried the Montenegros? Is that the one with the lion on the logo? Let me see. Let me look that up real quick. If it is, I've had one, and I wasn't that crazy on it. Let me make sure. Make sure it's the one I'm thinking about. Montenegro. Yep, that's the one I had. I smoked one. I can't remember the size of it. It was okay. It was average for me. It wasn't like groundbreaking. But I'm gonna try to remember the one I had. I had the let's see. I think it's called the Crucero. That's the one I had. I don't remember a whole lot from it, but I remember it was just average for me. It was okay. But yeah, I had the Crucero looking at it now because I remember the foot of the cigar had a weird shape to it. Yeah, I've only had one. I mean, of course, I'm not writing off the brand, but that's the only experience that I've had with Montenegro. What do you think about the Enclave Broadleaf? It's been a long time since I had that, but I used to be a really, really big AJ Fernandez fan. I still like some of his cigars, but back when I first started smoking, man, I was on the New Worlds tough because I feel like it was a good cigar. Price was, and that's another thing about AJ Fernandez. His price point is always really, really good. He never tries to kill people. That's why I like Crown Heads too, for the most part. They got some blends that get up in that $12, $13 range, but a lot of their core stuff is usually $10 and under. So I'm a big fan of that. But I remember liking the regular Enclave more than the Broadleaf, I want to say. But I have had it, but it's just been quite some time. I don't remember it that well. Toes, what's going on, brother? What's up, bro? I'm gonna do a shoot today on the Camacho Diploma Blue Label Special Select. I'll let you know. Okay, I'll watch that because I know you were mentioning that to me the other day. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Yes, that's the white series, Mister. That's the only Montenegro I've had. That was gifted to me by a good friend that I smoked. You guys know I like Figurado, so I was like, oh, okay, cool. I smoked it. I'm like, it ain't bad, but it ain't great. Nothing I gotta have again. So what I've come to, and I think most people too, so what come to realize, and I said this, I think in a review before, most of your cigars are gonna fall in the bin of average cigars, which average sounds so bad most of the time, but average to me is a good cigar, but most of them are falling in that category. Now, some of them you'll prefer more than others because there might be a different flavor note or something like that in there that you prefer. But most of them fall in that average to good category for me. Then there's a few that just aren't good, and then you have a few that just are exceptionally good. They stand out. But that was in the line. It wasn't a bad cigar. It just fell in the line for average for me. Toes, have you ever had the Camacho Liberty, the one that comes in the coffin? I was surprised Lee Mack didn't like the. I'm not surprised at all he didn't care for it, because he hasn't really been big on Ecuadorian Habano, and he's been saying. I mean, me and him have talked about that for 6 months. He'll mention something. We'll text each other. He'll be like, "Man, I'm smoking one. I'm not really feeling that." I'll be like, "Well, what's the breakdown of it?" He'll say Ecuadorian Habano, and that's been a very common denominator for some cigars that he hasn't cared for in the past, in the more recent past. So I wasn't really surprised. I think the Los Calaveras is going to benefit with a little age. So the bitterness I was detecting on the 48, I got it a little bit on the 56 ring gauge, but it was way later in the experience when I got it. And it just kind of made me feel like, I think with a little bit more age, I feel like it's going to get better. Now, the Mil Diaz has an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, and y'all have me on record, and I think Unc is still listening. If Unc grabs that cigar in the Edmundo size, which I think is a 5 3/8 by 52, I think he's gonna like that cigar. I think that one still needs a little. That blend still needs a little more time, but probably by the time that it's coming out to circulation for people to get, I think it'll be a little bit better. But just from smoking it and the characteristics, the creaminess, the cedar, some little spice in there, I think he's gonna like this cigar. Okay, you have had it, Toes. Okay. Okay, Chaz, you take care, man. I'm about to try the Red Series next week and the Black soon after. I enjoyed the Crucero, but I'm trying to expand my palate. I used to get stuck on certain cigars. Very good plan. That's how you're gonna get better, just smoking. And there's nothing wrong if you like the Crucero. You buy you a box or two of them. You still keep you a couple boxes that you enjoy. But then at the same time, like I told everybody in the last live, when you make yourself a note every time you walk into a B&M or you buy from online that maybe they sell singles. Grab you one cigar that you don't know anything about or you're not familiar with every time you walk into a brick and mortar, or if you're ordering online, just grab you one cigar you don't know about. Has anyone tried any of the Winwood Hill cigars? I have. I liked the broadleaf wrapper, which I think was called the Deranged. That one was okay. The Mayhem, which is the Corojo, is the pure or full Corojo. I thought I'd like the Mayhem more than all of them. But the Deranged, and then there's another one too. There's a Corojo, a Connecticut broadleaf, and I want to say a Sumatra. But I like the Corojo more than those. And that's another good price point on that cigar too. I think they're $5 or $6. So SB, if you're talking about those, you might want to check out the new Aladino Habano. Kind of the same concept. It's a Habano wrapper, and I think everything else is Corojo, Honduran blend. And the price point is going to be about the same. It's going to be $5 or $6. So that might be in Aladino or JRE Tobacco. They've been doing a lot of good stuff. So I haven't had that cigar yet, but I will soon. All right, John, take care, man. And that's right. Y'all be safe out there. And remember to retro hell, man. Breakdown. Let me look that up real quick because it won't take me but a few seconds for that Mayhem. Retro hell or die trying. That's it. Let me see. Shout out to Old School Funk too, man. I know he's still working on his retro hell too. When I see him in person, if he ain't got it figured out, we're gonna get him fixed up. Mayhem. So it is a 4.5 by 50, which I love that size. Great size. It is a price point on this thing in the site I'm looking at is $6.95. It has a Honduran Corojo. It's a Honduran Puro. Honduran Puro. Great flavor, great complexity. Not the strongest cigar in the world, but again, like I said, if I'm not getting a lot of strength, if I can get a lot of nice full flavor and some complexity, that's just as good for me. Just as good. I like to always have a couple of classics around, like the Baez Artes, Don Pepin, the Bluefoot Band when I'm doing things around that. Yeah, I love that Don Pepin, the Lancero. That's another really good cigar. I've mentioned it before. If y'all like my father's cigars, their Lanceros are very good. They do a really good job with the Lanceros. Yeah, this is good. I'm not gonna be up the whole time, but I think it's not gonna be hard for me to squeak 2 hours out of this. You convinced me I'm going to go and light up a new cigar I haven't tried yet. Yeah, Jacoba, just like I say, every time you go somewhere, even if you got your regular 4 or 5, you like grab you one that you don't know about and just keep grabbing different cigars. That's what I used to do when I was in year 1 or year 2 of smoking. Still do it sometimes too for the most part, but I just grabbed at least one cigar. I see a brand like, oh, okay, that look interesting. I'll grab it and smoke it. And you just never know. Sometimes you'll pick up some hidden gems, man. I like the Lancero a lot too, Rod. I think it's good. La Promesa is another good Lancero, and then there's the dark blue, the salmon color pink, and then there's like that teal color blue. All of them are. We got the La Promesa and maybe the Opulencias. Maybe it's what that one is. Just smoked the Don Pepin myself. Found I like most of my father's cigars. Same thing with me, Will. So when I first got into cigars, what was really hitting me, my father, Perdermo, Tatuaje, Padron. Of course, I got on those quick. Espinosa, Fuente, like the short stories, Hemingways. Trying to think of another company that's really, really getting or Crown Heads, of course. Those were like brands I really, really got attached to real quick. Making sure I'm trying not to miss anything. I think that's probably what I smoked a lot of those. I'm sure there's some stuff I'm missing, but I know those for sure. Have you tried Leave Me the Hell Alone? No, I haven't tried that one yet, A-Rod. I've had them in the small Robusto local shop. Just got them in Gordo. Interested to try them in a different size. I have about 60 left to try there in my Humidor waiting. Got some smoking to do, brother. I always grab an unfamiliar in a house stick, no matter what B&M or lounge I hit. And that's a good way. That's a good one too. You grab you a house cigar, find out the blend about that too. And like I said, those are easy ways to get your palate started, to get your palate developed. When you get online order, do you let them sit or smoke right away? I'll do both. It just depends. Like when I get I ordered the hotcakes by HBC. When I get one of those, so the day I get it, I'm gonna smoke one of them. I'll grab it and make sure it's not too dried out or too moist, and I'll smoke one. So like Lee Mac does, I'll smoke one off the truck too. Even Cubans, if I get a box in, and I know they aren't gonna be ready, but I still smoke one just to kind of see what I'm working with. I'll always do that. Matt, I think that's actually what it is. It's not the Opulencia, because that one has a green band. It's the Gran Fuerte. I think that's what the other Lancero is. I am Mr. Washington. I'm a Padron guy. Are you more of I mean, most of the time I feel like they're going to be more geared towards like the more medium full body, a little bit of strength there. So, if the 1000 series is pretty good, I don't smoke much of them anymore. If I do a 1000 series, I'm gonna do a 3000. But if I'm gonna do a Family Reserve lineup, I'll do a Family Reserve Natural 90th anniversary. I'll do an 80 anniversary. Or I'll tell you another good recommendation. So grab you, and it's not gonna kill your pockets that bad. Grab you a Padron 3000, which will be like $7, and grab you a 1964 Diplomatico. It's like a 5x52. I think you can find those for $12 or $13. Grab both of those, and you can grab the 1964 Natural or Maduro, whichever you prefer. Grab those before you start jumping into the Family Reserve lineup. All right, Jacoby, you take care, man. I do both. What classifies as a house cigar? So a house cigar is just their house blend. Like, so if I walk into the local B&M here, like they have their house blend. It's not banded. It's just like for lack of better words, most of the time a bundled cigar. It's just something that like the owner or the people at the lounge or whatever spot, they brought in like a bundled cigar, and it's their house blend. And Toad's right. You grab one of those because sometimes some of them are not good. Some of you grab, you'd be really surprised that most of the time the house blends aren't that expensive. They're usually under $5 or $6. You're not gonna really find a house blend that's $10, $15. They're gonna usually be in the cheaper area. Medium for sure. Yeah, grab you a Padron 3000 and grab you a 1964 Diplomatico. Like, let me look up the price. I'll be able to even tell you what they should run, depending on your taxes, of course. Let me see. Actually, Mr. Washington, hold on one second. Hold on. It's I'm sorry, it's not the Diplomat, it's the Exclusivo. The 1964 Exclusivo. You can get a single for $13. It's a 5.5 by 50. So it's the Exclusivo, not the Diplomatico. The Exclusivo is the one you want to look for. And honestly, like I said, if you find in places, Mr. Washington, if you find in places are too high with tax or something like that, if you look on Black Line Luxuries, they sell Padrones now too, and I believe they have around 15% off. So you should be able to get those. You should be able to get those without getting killed. Quintero, yeah, I mean, same, yeah, Toes, you'll be surprised. You'll pick up a cigar and smoke it. You wait 3 to 6 months to smoke it again. You're like, it'll be a completely different experience. Sign up for the Black Line cigar subscription. They give a variety of good cigars. Definitely, Mr. Washington, you'll have some good variety in there. Price doesn't matter to me, brother. I'm on it. I appreciate the recommendation. No problem. It's the Exclusivo. That's the one that I always tell people. That was my favorite cigar for a couple of years. Favorite cigar. But yeah, man, been up for a little bit. Justin, I'm gonna say if you like stronger cigars, I would say lean more towards the 26. If you don't want them, if you don't like strength as much and you want more like maybe flavor, I'd probably jump on the 64. Not saying the 26 isn't a good flavor. It doesn't have good flavor either, but the 26 for me is it's a little bit stronger blend. So I would say if you're more for balance and more flavor, grab a 64. If you're looking for some good flavor, but you also want a little bit of kick, go to the 26. What's the cigar that I have the most in my humidor? Probably technically the Supreme Leaf with the Robustos and the Toros, but other than that, probably I keep a pretty good stock of most cigars I like. That probably would be the cigar I have the most of in my humidor right now. It's probably the Supreme Leaf, but trying to other than that, maybe the HBC Black Friday. Just got my package in from monthly clubs. So did you sign up for Black Line or what club you get it from? Lefty, what's going on, family? That's 1964. Yeah, that would say that exclusive of 64 was a favorite cigar of mine for a couple years. It's still a great cigar. And $12, $13, I'm going there all day long. Frank, what's going on, brother? I'm good, man. The best house cigar he's had was from Holtz. I know a lot of people that order the Holtz house cigars. Hey, SB is 1030 now. You can get away with it now. Toes, I appreciate that, brother. Okay, so all right, yeah. So you got the first month, man. I hope you're satisfied, man, and looking forward to looking. I'm very happy you are a founded member of the club. And like I said, we have a number that we're gonna probably end up capping the club off probably at least until the end of the year. Look at inventory and see how everything's looking, how the market's looking, and then we'll probably reopen and allow more members to join now. So if y'all are interested in joining, man, definitely be sure to join. That number is probably going to be reached probably pretty soon, man. So after that, the club will be locked up for a little bit, at least until we find out, more what's going on. I have a brother that leaves sending me a couple Supreme leaves. I'm excited to try one. That's good, man. It's still, like I say, still some good people out here, man. Smoked the Maestro del Tiempo from the club box last night. It was super tasty. Chris, that cigar has a lot of age on it. That cigar is like 3.5 years old. You probably saw from that cellophane. And that cigar is good, period. They come in 2 different sizes. Both of those. It's like the Cloud Hopper. It comes in 2 different sizes. Great cigar, period. 1926 is my favorite. Let that bad boy sit for a year and you have an elite cigar. I think it's elite now too, but yeah, I know what you mean. And you let them sit a little bit, it'll knock a little bit of the edge off. I'm already waiting by my mailbox for the August box. It'll be soon. Prudence, I like I said, I think even if you get got your humidor up and you still want to sit on some cigars, I think that'll be fine. You have to let me know whenever you light up that Supreme Leaf too. Gonna mention it today on my shoot. Big shout out to you, bro. I appreciate that, Toes. I finally got the chance to finish the episode. Like I said, I really like what you guys are doing. I like seeing the community, not even just speaking about cigars, but just a lot of current events, topics that needs to be discussed. Y'all had a lot of good game over there. I was picking up some jewels y'all are dropping. Appreciate the shout out you gave me too. I know you shouted out Lee Mack, Martina Maya. I want to say you shouted out somebody else too. And like I said, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, he made me want to Romeo Churchill with my coffee. Man, I'm still waiting on a box of Romeo Wide Churchills, man. The first box came in and it was in rough shape. I want to Agnos a Supreme Leaf so bad. Might have to see what we could do, Alex, and try to get you hooked up, man. I'm gonna look for the Black Friday. You know where I can get it. Let me do some research, Nova, because it was really hard for me to find. Let me do some research. I'm gonna reach out to you. James G, the other James G, what's going on? Pressure on top of it. Pressure on to top that Padron. Not really, man. Not really. August is gonna be a good month. September is gonna be a really good. We got some good stuff lined up. We pretty things are gonna change. Obviously, there'll be some things that are kind of gonna swap back and forth, but we got some pretty good months lined up, man. Now, of course, with the first month and it being the first month of the club, we wanted to come out swinging, but we still swinging, man. We're still gonna be swinging. It's not gonna be you're not gonna be looking at August like, oh hell no, I don't want to smoke none of this. Smoking the 20th anniversary Maduro Padermo right now. Very good cigar. Nice punch in the face to get this Saturday started. That's a good cigar. G3, what is going on? All right, Craig, you take care, man. Be safe out there today. I think I'm about to get off myself, man. Enjoy the rest of this cigar. I got quite a bit left. Let's see all the character in that wrapper leaf, man. Goes dark. See, it'll be nice now. I'm able to use my camera and y'all be able to see it at a higher quality, man. But it's not picking up like I wanted to. Nova Will said Famous Smoke has the Black Friday. Let me see before I get up out of here. They have the 2018. They got the. I've smoked it. I haven't smoked the 2018, but Nova, they got the 2018. I will do some research and try to see if I can find the 2019, but 2018, and it's not a bad price for it either. Not a bad price. Sitting back and smoking a Louisiana Singular. Fantastic cigar. Fantastic. Tom B, what is going on? But yeah, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Set for a little bit over an hour. I'm gonna smoke the rest of this cigar. I got some yard work and stuff I need to be getting into too. Got to record these episodes for Summer Showdown so I can keep the army happy, man. Keep y'all satisfied. So y'all already know the name of the game is relaxation and enjoyment. Don't forget to be driven, never motivated. Who knows, man? I might pop up later on tonight. We'll see how I feel, what's going on. So y'all take care. Be safe out there. Remember to wear your mask, man. Don't do no dumb shit. And y'all be good, man. I love y'all. Y'all take care. Y'all be good.